Cult of the Lamb is a very addictive game, and depending what genre you're coming from, it'll be for different reasons. Your time here is split into two ways: the fighting game that has you murdering forest monsters, and the farming sim that's pretty much a better Animal Crossing. The reason it's better is because instead of the villagers moving away, you get to kill them. What works in this game's favour is this balance. When you hit a wall in the fighting, you can go back to the village to do some farming and building. When you run out of building materials, you head back into the wilds. This gameplay loop works really well for Ham and the Lamb's replayability, and I don't mean finishing the game and starting again. I mean the feeling of when you've been playing for 6 hours, you're getting hungry and sleepy, you haven't gotten up since 3 PM, and you're starting to get sick of doing housing development. That's when you get back to the fighting and find yourself completely refreshed. I could do this for another few hours, you think to yourself. While it is a roguelike, it works pretty differently from others. Keep in mind the first roguelike I ever played was Hades, the first game I reviewed on this channel.
I'm getting a lot of Boss Baby vibes from this one, guys.
While you do run through a gauntlet of randomized arenas, you don't have to beat them all in one go. This game has 4 separate levels to start with, and once you beat one, you can choose to return to your base. Or you just go back there when you die, whichever happens first.
I want to go back to farming! I want to go back!
This lets you enjoy the fighting more since you're not getting anxious over your progress. Each level only takes about 10 minutes to complete, so dying doesn't set you back that far. In the nitty-gritty, combat is broken up with various paths you can take that lead to strings of combat or random encounters. These can vary between saving animals to indoctrinate, choosing tarot cards for combat bonuses, or finding foraging spots. As for farming, there are far too many ways to spend your time here. Cooking, harvesting, building, all of this goes towards your follower faith, which allows you to unlock new buildings. This all works in a very cohesive, cyclical, addictive loop. Combat leads to village expansion, expansion gains more faith, faith lets you unlock better combat abilities, and combat abilities lead to village expansion. That doesn't even mention the ways you can further develop your cult, like performing rituals and announcing new commandments.
On item 3 for today, I've decided to add a new rule. Everyone has to be gay. I didn't decide it, alright? The one who waits told me, okay? God told me.
What I like a lot about this game is that you can name your followers after your friends and pretend they're with you.
Hey Dylan, it's like you're really here.
This is awful.
Alright, I need to meet my quota.
As for extracurricular activities, we've got it all. Right here in the Ashen Church. Get it? Fishing, farming, gambling, and barter for living creatures who do chores, complain about life, and shitting in church! Keeping your villagers happy is a tricky balancing act. They need to stay well fed, entertained, and enriched, so it's almost like you're taking care of zoo animals. Every so often, they'll come up to you with requests, suggest pulling pranks on other followers, and ask if you can cook them an honest-to-God bowl of poop. The amount of ways you can spend time in this game is perplexing, and it allows you to relax from one half by playing the other. Whether it's a great balance, they've done a fantastic job making a game that sucks you in and keeps you there. It simply does not matter if you have fun or not, you will play this for hours. Unless of course your save file gets wiped after 3 days of playing, that's always fun.